So what do you like talking about all these kind of divergent, paths and groups? What do you think we can do to inspire unity among the different groups of the awakening movement?
Excellent question. Um, First principles. This category, and I'll kind of give a brief explanation. This category is the great unifier. Ultimately, truth. Like, what is truth? That is the great unifier. First principles are based in truth. What first principles are, it is morality and natural law. These are the fundamental principles that govern reality and govern ourselves. So, what's more basic and fundamental than we exist in this reality and we have interactions with other beings and with each other? What's the condition of those interactions? That is morality or immorality, which natural rights, this is what the definition of morality is, the difference between right and wrong. So the reason why there's so much government tyranny and coercion and duress is because human beings do not understand what a right is. They don't understand what rights are, what wrongdoings are. So if you don't understand what rights are or what morality is, then you don't understand how to correctly operate within reality. So therefore, we are in a condition of self-induced suffering where we are either an individual is, oneself is performing the immorality, the incorrect behavior, or they are condoning and supporting incorrect, immoral behavior. This is the condition that we're in. This is fundamental, our just basic interactions. When we understand objective morality, what the difference between right and wrong, this can be implemented into any system that we come up with, whether it's health, financial, community building, innovation, technology. If we have the moral aspect, then we understand the correct thoughts and behaviors that one needs to take to progress that field of endeavor. For instance, if you understand the moral and ethical aspects of this reality of nature, then you are absolutely going to have a successful, harmonious field of health. We don't have that in the allopathic. Any institution, any category of society is actually the contrary, right? It is an immoral system, whether it's health, education, you name it, financial, you name it. It's an immoral system. So creating alternative systems is kind of on the forefront of conversations, and that's great. That is great. But if we don't have the ethical and moral aspect rooted, these are the first principles by which we know and operate, that system that will be created is going to be doomed to fail. It's going to grow to be another incorrect, immoral system. So this is the great unifier in my opinion. And this is obviously rooted in natural law. Natural law is karma. Karma means action. Natural law is cause and effect. Natural law is moral law. So as a group, as a species, as for us in humanity, if we become moral, then we will see and achieve freedom. If we are immoral, then we will see control and slavery. This is how the universe works. It's cause and effect. So understanding these first principles of truth, of nature, this is the great unifier. And this just stems into every aspect and facet of our lives. Once we understand that knowledge, then we can see government for what it is, that it is an illegitimate, immoral system, and that what is a moral system is based on voluntary interaction, right? Because if it's not voluntary, it's coercive and it's control. That is a wrongdoing, that is incorrect. So this category is, to me, the great unifier. And, you know, this is the core of my message. And it's a philosophical aspect as well. There's a lot of resistance for people. I think that is due to conditioning and programming and to religious thought. And, again, religion is just anything that binds back. That's the etymology of religare, religion. And people thinking and being raised a certain way that humanity and that society should and has always operated one way. They think that's how it needs to be. When just because something has been for a long time or has always been in memory, that doesn't mean that it's right or it should be that way. So that's the great unifier. And then understanding morality. That's my short answer. Objective morality. And then conscious parenting. If we people are going to have children, guaranteed. This is happening. If parents are not raising their children correctly with morality, true spirituality, freedom, natural rights, these fundamental principles, then you are what you have is a society that is devolving the human species, right? Because this is what raising a child means. It means raising them up in awareness, in consciousness. So applying these first principles to parenting, I think, is vital, because if we don't, then we're going to be constantly playing catch up, or worse. It's just going to propagate ignorance. It's going to propagate this system of control through, conditioning and programming. So parents need to step up and take their power back. The whole system wants to put the wedge between mother, father, and child. And if you do that within a society, then you have total control over them. So, conscious parenting.
Beautiful. Exactly right. How are we going to move forward if we don't even understand reality?
Exactly.
We have to understand how the building blocks of reality interact and form everything, and how what participation, what part we, what aspect of that do we collaborate, how do we integrate into this puzzle, and how do we show up and actually fit the right piece in the right place, because otherwise we're trying to put a square peg in a round hole, and that
That's right.
has never worked throughout history. That's why empires fall and then others rise, revolutions fail because another asshole shows up and does the same thing, and people are starting to do these loops. So if
That's
we look
right.
at history, we got these loops. So if we really want to evolve, we need to turn it into a spiral and actually go up. And now we're moving.
Exactly.
So it's, yes, we're doing those cycles, but they're kind of growing in music, right? These octaves. Now we're gonna have these different higher frequencies.
That's right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Evolution versus revolution.